I'm only taking one step at a time towards healing myself. I had to get out, I found a way out. No more living in pain or misery. It's all about protecting my energy. Keep the negative away from me, because I am just keeping my peace. Cut off everything that no longer was serving me, and I chose to start loving myself. I walk in my purpose, no looking back, I'm only going within. B.O. standing there, a better version of me. I must say that I'm proud of me. It's not about how you feel, I'm living proof that God is real. So let me show you how to heal. Damn it, I'm wearing it well, cause I came a long way. My journey isn't yet complete, that's what it look like to heal. Damn it, I'm wearing it well, I'm proud of myself. It's nothing to it, you can do it, all you gotta do is just fight through it. Creative soul, creative soul, creative soul. Just fight through it. Creative soul, creative soul, creative soul, creative soul, yeah, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Pain to Purpose podcast, episode 1. And our episode today is domestic violence relationships. Welcome, Sonna. We appreciate you coming on to the podcast. Know and understand that this is a safe space, and we are here to help the community to not be silenced anymore, to open up and help others through their testimony. So welcome on today, and how are you?
I'm doing good. Good morning or good afternoon.
Thanks for coming on again. So tell us about your relationship. Tell us how you guys met, and then tell us the first incident that happened.
Okay. Well, me and this gentleman, we met. We actually have mutual friends, so we start conversating on Facebook actually,
Mm-hmm.
because through the years it was just like looking at each other's posts, liking it, but really didn't too much. You know what I mean? Conversate like that. Too much do the internet dating crap. Um, so he liked my post, and it went from there.
Okay.
We started dating, going out, spending the night at his house every day. He was a pure gentleman. He was. He was. Not too much that I seen at first would make me like throw red flags or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Until we moved together, and within 8 months, that's when everything started taking a toll and changing. His
So
daughter.
was that 8 months into you
8
guys
months
moving
into
in?
after we moved together.
Mm-hmm.
8 months into our relationship, around that time, that's when everything started changing.
Okay.
He started having a hard time with his daughter, who was a teenager. He is a single father, so the mother was not in their lives at all. She in and out of jail, having her own life to live, basically not giving a damn or seeing the kids. I can count on one hand the time she's seen the kids, and that was like for 2 hours.
Okay.
Um, and then they were right back at home. He thinking he's getting a break, but 2 hours later, they're like, "Okay, I'm ready to come home," or he's like, "Yeah." So he never had any time, you know what I mean, to himself, you know. He does do his little thing. He smoke his weed. That's his thing. I didn't see anything else outside of that besides that and drinking beer, you know what I mean? But nothing like that. Um we start, like I said, having issues because his daughter, I don't like disrespectful kids. I just don't. I don't. I mean, kids gonna be kids 24/7, but when you don't know how to discipline your kids or nothing like that, that's an issue for me. And he did not. I mean, he would do the discipline, but then a day later, she'll get her phone back. She'll get new shoes. She'll get this. And I'm talking about this girl will cuss a teacher out in a minute. Teachers call in. He can't even work a full shift on his job or whatever because he got to go up to the school and deal with his kids cussing the teacher out. And I can't even say kids, his child cussing the teacher out.
Okay.
She never had respect for him or anything. Rolling her eyes, he'd ask her to do something. It was just always a problem, and that became an issue with me. And I don't mind a man having kids, but I mean, I like respectful kids because my kids are respectful. My kids aren't going to disrespect you, and if they do, then I have a problem with my kids, and I'm gonna put them in their place because I don't. We never raised our kids to be disrespectful, me and their father, at all.
So is that the first um problem that you guys started having
That
is
became an issue.
okay.
It kind of changed my attitude. I'm not gonna lie, it changed my attitude towards him, and I was
Okay.
just like, oh my goodness, what did I get myself into? I do fault me and him because we never set our kids down and went over the house rules when we combined our family. We didn't do that. We said we were going to do that, but we didn't do that. So that became an issue, how he disciplined his kids. And everybody disciplined their kids differently, but I've never experienced any person put up with a disrespectful child and just tolerate it. It was just, it was different for me. Um, but me and his first incident, I went. It was a nice afternoon. We had a good date, but we had went out to lunch, and it was in a restaurant. Um, we walked around this place. I said I never really been there, and he took me, and it was nice until we sat down to eat. And I don't know how the conversation sparked up, but it ended up being about um, health insurance.
Mhm.
He didn't agree with what I was saying. I did not agree with what he was saying. It was just honestly just a mutual disagreement. And when he started getting loud, I shut down.
Okay.
And so when I had shut down, he did not like that. I stopped talking. I just was like, and that's because I'm not gonna match your energy, and because you out there acting a fool and want to raise your voice and have everybody looking at us, I'm not gonna do that. So I had stopped talking. The bill came. Um, he took care of the bill. I got up and I walked out. He was walking behind me. I was walking towards the car because at this point I'm done. I'm done. We get inside the car, and he stated to me, he says, "Why do you have to be a bitch? Why do you have to act like a bitch?" or something like that. And I was like, wow. And I looked away, and I was like, wow, so you just gonna call me out my name like that? You know how I feel about a man calling a woman a bitch. Then of course the argument started from there. Well, I was saying you were acting like a bitch. I said, no, you call me what you call me, and I'm good. I'm done. I'm done with you. And I guess he didn't like me saying I was done with him, and I'm done. I was tired. At this point, I was tired of the back and forth with him and his disrespectful child. And the argument had got heated. Um, he went to strike me in my face, and I put my hand up. But in the midst of putting my hand up, I had like blocked him, like blocked his hand, and it went back, and he had hit his glasses off his face.
So you were blocking him from hitting
From hitting me.
you, and then your
Yeah.
hand hit his
Mhm.
hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the left side, because I was
Okay.
sitting in the passenger side. And
Okay.
he proceeded to get very angry. He got very angry, I remember. And I remember him just yelling. And the more he talked, the more I talked. At this point, I did match his energy. Um, he said to me, he said, you want to keep playing with me? You want to keep talking? He was like, I'll make it to where you won't see your kids at all. And I
Wow.
looked at him, and then he just put his foot on the gas pedal, and he said, I'll kill us both. So he's like speeding down the street. Um,
What was going through your mind at that point?
like he's serious. I'm like, okay, wow. And I don't know. At that point, I'm like, damn, like, dude, I don't know. I don't know if I said I was sorry. I don't know, because when the car started going fast, and I'm like, damn, he's serious. You know what I'm saying? Because he was so angry, and I've never seen him like that. Mind you, we were a year and like 12, 14 months into our relationship.
Okay.
And I just never seen him that angry. Never seen him that angry. And I remember he did slow down.
Mm-hmm.
My thought was at that particular time when he did slow down, to jump out the car. I
Mm-hmm.
remember seeing like a bus stop, and it was like a Smith's grocery store. And I'm like, I was in a dress, but I didn't give a damn. I was going to jump out and just run. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I did not. So he I think he made a right. I remember he made a right, and we were just going back and forth. So
Mm-hmm.
he's still talking, I'm still matching, and he pulled my ponytail off my head. No, it wasn't a ponytail. I do apologize. It was a wig. It was a half wig or whatever. And still talking mess. And he was like, I'll drop you off at your mom's house or whatever. I was like, at this time, I was like, go ahead. Please do. Please do. He was like, no, 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 I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. They don't need to know that we sitting here arguing. And I'm like, okay, this fool is like crazy. So in the midst of that, we finally get to the house. I was like, I'm done. I said, you need to pack your stuff. And I said, you need to go. I had went upstairs. Um, I remember going upstairs and grabbing my car keys because we were in his car.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back downstairs, and he was like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Don't leave. Don't leave, or something like that. and we got into it again. It was in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and he had hit me in the kitchen,
He hit you where?
in my face.
Now, at this time, was any of the children in the home?
No, nobody was there. It was a summer afternoon. Nobody was there. It was just me and him. Nobody.
And the
The kids
the
was in.
reason why the reason why I ask that is because I know that you have children and that he has children as well. And what people don't understand is that, and I'm not blaming you for anything, but what people don't understand is that when we fight in
Mhm.
front of our children, whether that's an argument or it gets physical or if it's verbal, that affects our children. And
Of
sometimes
course. But see, it
it
at
could
this
do for
particular
years.
time, I think his kids was already used to that
Okay.
because prior to him hitting me that first time, because that was the first time, we would get into little arguments because he had started working at this casino.
Hmm.
For this, he's been working at this company, but the company had bought a space in the casino, so now they're in the casino and they needed him to be a bouncer at the casino, but
Hmm.
still work up under this company. So in the
Hmm.
midst, he's still getting his tips, he's still bouncing, but now you're in the casino, so now he's gambling when he gets off work at 3 o'clock or 3:30 in the morning, and he's not coming home like right after work. He's gambling his tips, he's drinking, and he started drinking dark liquor. So at this time I started seeing a pattern, how when he, because his thing was just drinking beer whatever once he gets off work, or if he's doing work because he's a mechanic, or
So he worked two jobs.
yeah, his second job is at night working at this bar, or this little bar club or whatever.
Okay.
um so he would like drink and come home just pissy drunk. At times I used to be like, how the hell did you get home? You know,
Wow.
it was his thing was Jameson, is Jameson. And I'm like, yeah, well, you and Jameson, with him and Jameson, he's a whole total different person. He's different from who I met, who I fell in love with.
So
I
that's the
did not know.
alcohol that he used to drink.
And yeah, probably still do. He still do, because he recently just texted me again at the bar or whatever with that bottle like next to him. And I was like, I see him and Jameson still got a little thing, but it is what it is. Um,
So
so
when
I
you
noticed. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, I'm sorry. When he hit you in the kitchen, what happened after that?
He immediately, because I grabbed the phone, I was like, you know what? I'm finna call the police. I said, because this isn't cool. I didn't hit you. I didn't hit you. Yes, you did. I didn't hit you. I said, okay, so did I hit myself? Mind you, I had a camera in my house, so you hit me. And I, I called the police. He left. He left. Um, I'm not sure exactly if he stayed gone or whatever, but the police is so full of shit out here in Las Vegas. I said what I said. They, when it comes to domestic violence, I feel like when you're living with your partner, it's like one of y'all got to cool off, or one of y'all is gonna go to jail type of stuff. They don't do anything to protect women out here. And honestly, you just asked me a while ago, um, what was going through my mind. What was going through my mind, honestly, was, damn, he's really gonna kill me. Um, It seems like these men out here, they get angry and they want to kill everything. They self, the girl. So that went through my mind, honestly.
So what was the last incident? The final straw for you?
When he tried to kill me on my birthday.
Can you tell us a little bit about that situation?
Okay, so it always started a nice day, right? So it was a nice day. Um, it was getting up my birthday weekend. He was like, we're gonna go out to eat, and I'm gonna take you shopping because he normally just like he'll take me shopping and just a whole shopping spree or whatever. So I was like, okay. He was like, I said I wanted to go to the movies, da 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 da. He was like, okay. So we had got up, got dressed. He was like, but I was like, but we gotta feed the kids and stuff dinner before we go do our thing for my birthday. And he was like, okay, cool. He was like, because it's just your day and I want to spend time with you. I was like, all right, okay. I had let him sleep in a little late because he had work that night,
Mm-hmm.
the night before, and got off that morning. And we went to the store, got up, got dressed, went to the store, and so we came back, and I was like already, I don't know, I was already agitated. I want to say irritated because I was kind of pissed off because I'm like, when is your birthday? When is anything pertaining to you, our anniversary, or whatever it is? I don't ask him what he want to do. Everything is already laid out. Everything from trips paid, whatever, it's already laid out. It's just we doing this, come home, get dressed, we out. Everything is already taken care of. I'm not asking you what you want to do. Everything is already set forth. But that's just me. So I'm just like, okay, we 2 years into this or whatever, 2.5 years into this. Why, like, really? Like, damn, okay, whatever. So I was kind of irritated. I don't know. And then I was irritated because I'm sick of dealing with his disrespectful child. And he's just like not parenting, maybe not parenting how I wanted him to, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. At this time, I was just like very agitated.
So it was the gentle parenting, as they call it. I
Is
guess
that
what
is
they
that
call
the
it
term?
nowadays.
Is that what it is?
The new term I've been hearing is gentle parenting.
Okay, well then maybe he was gentle parenting. The hell? I guess that I've never.
I'm
Okay,
not saying
no, 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 no,
it's
no. But
right or
it's the
wrong,
right or
but
wrong.
that's
But
what I've been hearing lately. This gentle parenting,
wow.
for this new
Okay,
generation.
okay. If that's how you want to say it. But yes, I've had it up to my capacity of my feelings because I felt like I was already on edge. Like if anything else go on, it was like I'm gonna snap type of thing. We've been going through certain things within our relationship, and I understand ain't nothing perfect and things are gonna happen or whatever. But at this time, I'm just like we were doing actually we were doing good at this point, and I don't know. I don't know. I did lose it. I did. So um we came back and I noticed at this time my daughter's at home, but she's downstairs. His kids are upstairs on their games or doing what they got to do because they're a little older than my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I had prepared him. It was his food. I had prepared him some chicken or whatever, and I had seasoned it to his liking because he was like, "Babe, I really like how you had fried that chicken. Can you do it again?" I was like, "Yeah." So the night before, I didn't do it, but it was already seasoned. I was like, "I'm just gonna do it for your lunch." He was like, "Okay." So mind you,
Mhm.
I went to the grocery store and I came back. We came back because we were getting ready to cook for the kids and stuff, cook their meals as we do every night, and or most of the night. And I'm like, somebody had fried chicken. I said, to my daughter, "Did you cook?" She was like, "No, they cooked. His kids cooked." I said, "Oh, okay." And then so I was like, "Wait a minute, is that what I had prepared for him?" Now I'm not gonna trip over food like that. But the thing is, I had set that to the side for him. That was his lunch. And my thing is, how I was raised, what's in the refrigerator is okay, but if you know specifically that's your meal, I'm not gonna go eat your meal. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not going to eat what you prepared, because, and if I am, I'm gonna ask you like, "Hey, do you mind, or is this yours? Can I have?" And so I was just like, "Well, dang." I was like, "I don't mind you." And I talked to his son. I said, "I don't mind you guys cooking, but that was your dad's." His son was like, "Oh, I didn't know." His daughter, with her smart mouth, always got something smart to say. Now I think that's what had took me over to the net to left, because I'm like so tired of dealing with her attitude. She does little sneaky conniving things, and then he don't correct her. So at this point, I'm done. At this time, I'm like, yeah, I can't deal with her attitude, especially when you're not, as the parent, going to correct your child.
Okay.
Um, so it went on. Me and him had words, and he was like, "We're not gonna argue about chicken." I said, "We're not gonna argue about chicken, and it's not the chicken. It was the principality of the whole situation. It's like, you don't correct her when she does stuff." And I said, "And furthermore, we agreed, if we're going to get into it from now on, we're going to do it in private. We're going to do it in silence behind the door and not in front of the kids." So then that's another thing that kind of took me to the left. So at this time, I had to take my daughter somewhere. And then, yeah, I was very vocal. He was very vocal, and it just went from there. But honestly, he wasn't saying too much. So it was mainly me being vocal. So we got back to the house, and I was like, "I don't even want to go out with you no more. I'm good." I remember saying that. I was like, I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to do nothing." He was like, "What?" I said, "I don't want to go out with you." And he got pissy and he left. And I was like, "Okay." So I knew where he was heading, to the casino with Jameson. Where else, right? So and later on that night, um I was texting him, and we was going back and forth for a minute. And then I had got dressed, and I had went to the bar that he was at. And we kind of got had some words at the bar. I was like, whatever. And then I just ended up leaving, and I just went and I hung out for a minute. So I got back to the house. It was about 12:30
Mm-hmm.
at night. And he was in bed, and I came in the room, and I started going off or whatever. And we got into it. I jumped in the shower. I had laid down, and words was exchanged. At this point, I was like, "Yeah." I told him he can leave. I remember he was saying his kids were supposed to move to Texas with their mom. Yeah, okay. And I was like, I said, "When your kids move at the end of August," I said, "you need to be looking for you a place too." And
So you were allowing him to stay because of his children.
yeah. I told him, I said, I'm done with this. I said, when your kids leave, you need to find a place to. I said, because I'm done. I was like, I can't do it no more. I had my back turned towards him, and all I remember is him jumping on me and him on top of me, just choking me.
So how did you escape?
I had put my arm up, and I kind of like had turned my body, like twisted my body to where I kind of fell like on the side of the bed. He still wouldn't let go of my neck. And I kind of like opened my arms and kind of
Mm-hmm.
pushed, like broke his grip off of me. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember running out my room, and I passed out like in the hallway. I just remember I just couldn't breathe.
So who got you up or who helped you?
Kind of when I kind of came to, he was like standing over me, asking me where my inhaler was. Where my inhaler was. I got up, kind of like went into my room because at this point I need my phone because I'm gonna call the police. He snatched my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and he just kept asking me my where my inhaler was. And I told him, I said it's in my purse. But at this point, I'm looking at him like, why, like why does it matter? Like, what the hell? And I remember grabbing my keys, running downstairs. He runs after me,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of went like on the opposite side, like where my TV, like in front of my couch. He was in the back, and I'm like, he's on one. Like if I move to the left, he'll move. You know what I mean? Trying to get to me, and I said, you need to move. So when I was trying to go to the door, he went towards the door. So then I said, whatever. I ran back upstairs. He followed me. I said I couldn't breathe. He pushed me back on the bed, and he said something about look what I made him do. Something about calm down or some shit and something like that. And I was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And he was back on top of me.
So when did you call the police?
I called the police. He left. They came.
But where was he at when you called the police?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, was he in the house?
No.
Okay. So now that you're out of that situation, how has life been for you?
At first, it was hard because I never been in a situation like that. I felt it mentally. It did something to me. I question myself daily. What I could have done different?
Mhm.
What if I wouldn't have said? What if I found myself blaming myself for
And
him?
a lot of times, women, we do that. We blame ourselves for certain things that happen. I will say sometimes we have to, and I even wrote this in my book, that sometimes we have to take like accountability for some things that we like accept. Um, Even I have to take accountability for some of the things that I accepted in relationships because I didn't love myself enough. Now I can honestly say that I don't feel I love myself enough um, to where I would leave and not go back. And we have to learn to love ourselves before we can love anybody else. That's so important. But I don't want you to blame yourself because you were abused. Because if somebody says something to you, that doesn't mean you have to put your hands on that person.
And that's how I felt after I'm like, no, this isn't me. You you were angry. You've been angry, or this is how you've been feeling about me, or the things that was said back and forth, or you know, I'm like, you, the signs was there when he was trying to, when he made that statement that you're not going to see your kids, and you know what I mean, I'll kill
Mhm.
us. The That was the red flag there, the different arguments, or him drinking all the time. And I did question his drinking. And like I said, oh, I didn't say, but he started drinking at 15, 16, smoking weed 15, 16. And so he had issues too, you know what I mean, prior to. And he talked about being an alcoholic. And I don't even think the man went to counseling for it, or AA or whatever. I think he just had enough and just stopped. I
Well,
don't
one of the things that I believe in the Black community is that a lot of people don't believe in therapy, and people that do go to therapy, they're shamed. I too have been shamed for going through certain things, and we have to be careful with that, because that very thing that you're blaming somebody else for, or that very thing that you're talking bad about somebody else for, you
Mhm.
could end up going through that situation. Um, and this is why I'm so passionate about this project that I'm doing.
Mhm.
Um, it wasn't just about me writing a book to bash anybody. This was about me healing and not being silenced anymore, because it's very hard to heal um, when you're not talking about it and you don't get it out, right? And when you're talking to somebody that hurt you, a lot of times people are not going to take accountability for what they did, but I have to take accountability for the things that I tolerated so long, because I could have walked away, right? But I also know that therapy is very important to help you heal, whether you go through your insurance or do spiritual counseling. It's very important. And people that deal with trauma or have dealt with trauma, if they don't be honest with themselves and get the help that they need,
Mhm.
they tend to bleed on other people, which means if they were abused, sometimes they can become an abuser. And hurt people.
I agree, and
I don't want to hurt people, and rescue people are rescuers, and I want to be a rescuer. But in order to be a rescuer, you have to learn to heal, um, because you don't have to be a victim, you can be victorious. And so I want to have people um, to know that this is a safe space on my platform. But you can come on here and share your story, share your testimony, because there's so many people out there that are hurting from trauma, from so many different things. And if we all come together as a community and stop sweeping things under the rug, we can all heal. And in the Black community, it's very bad. What happens is, um, and I'm just gonna say it. We all talk about, oh well, so and so doesn't come around, or we have these, if somebody passes away and we have a funeral, or we have a family reunion, and then People always say, well, not let's not let this be our last time getting together, and that we need to learn to love each other and be there for each other. But nobody is talking about Uncle Jacob that molested, and I'm making up names, totally making up names for an example, but nobody is saying anything about Uncle Jacob that molested somebody, that molested the niece. Nobody is saying nothing about the cousin that's stealing from everybody. And so what we do is we cover all this up. And when we clean in house, all this stuff is underneath the rug. All this stuff, we just keep putting it all under the rug, right? But when we clean in house, we sweeping on top of this rug, we vacuuming on top of this rug, but pretty soon this rug is not flat. The rug is going to start going higher and higher, and all this family stuff is under there. Why we all can't just sit down and talk about what the issue is so that we all can heal and move forward? But people want you to live in silence and not talk about it and pretend like it didn't happen to you. And then that's hurting that person. Not only that, the person that is hurting people, they keep doing it because nobody's calling them out and calling them out on their stuff and telling them you need to go get some help because you're bleeding on other people. And it's not fair to keep hurting people. So I strongly believe that in the Black community, we need to stop sweeping stuff under the rug because people are hurting each other mentally and physically. This domestic violence stuff is real. It is real. Abusing people mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally, it's not okay. And a lot of times people start doing it because they saw their father do it or they saw their mother do it. And all these generations just keep sweeping this stuff under the rug. So I really do commend you for coming onto the show. Um, I commend you for being open and vulnerable because it is not easy to get in front of people and to air out what you've been through because people are so judgmental. This is a no judgment zone. Um, the only thing that I do say is, and using myself for an example, I had to look at my life and think about the way I allow other people to treat me is the way that I feel about myself. And sometimes I still have to remind myself of that because obviously I felt very low of myself to keep allowing certain people to do certain things to me.
But I'd never felt low about myself though. I
For
never felt
for
low.
me, I went through that. Not everybody goes through that, but for me, I did. And it's mainly because of the abuse, of the things that was said to me, of the things that was said and done to me. And when it becomes to where it keeps happening over and over and over again, and it starts from childhood, now it's into your adulthood, that thing just keeps piling up, just keeps piling up, you know? So again, I commend you for coming on to the show. Um, like I said, it's not easy to tell your story when you know a lot of people are probably going to judge you. But I can say that through your testimony, you're definitely
Honestly, as
going
far
to.
as the judgment part, I really don't care what anybody think because if my situation can help somebody
Mhm,
leave, then whatever. The judging part, I don't care. Nobody pays my bills. Nobody do what I do. I really don't care. I know it's a lot of women who've been through what I have been through.
mhm,
I felt, yeah, I should have left early. Yeah, it was signs. Yeah, he even told me I'll never do it again. He did the whole thing, the honeymoon phase, as they used to call it, or I don't know. Yeah, with the gifts and the
mhm. Yeah.
but I loved you and all that. Yeah, he did all that, and I should have left. I do fault myself for not leaving the first time in July. I fought myself. I fought myself for that.
But you
Because
did leave. Eventually, you left.
a year later,
And
uh,
by the grace of God, you're still here. He's giving you another chance.
he did not give. He didn't give a damn if he didn't care about nothing if he killed me or not. He didn't care because I do remember him saying I should kill you right now. So he didn't give a damn. He didn't give a damn about my kids. He didn't give a damn about his kids. Cause you take me, you going away. He didn't care. He didn't care. And it was other signs, and I stayed. I don't know, like a fool or what, but I stayed. I did. I did leave, but it took a minute. It did take a minute.
Well,
Um,
I truly thank God that you are still here. I truly thank God for protecting you and your children. Um, I know that it has not been easy.
no, not with the emotions. I can't say my emotions been up and down. Like I was really angry at myself. You know what I mean? I was for letting him in my house. Like he didn't show any signs for. Sheesh. He didn't show signs of abuse for a minute. Not until he started drinking, and now that's when I seen he was an alcoholic. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, that's when the abuse came out.
So, is there anything that you can say to or tell our viewers or anybody that's in this situation? What would you say to them?
It's not your fault that someone wants to abuse you. It's something that, like you said, that they went through. Um, I will also say, learn yourself, know your worth. Um, know that you are important and you do have a voice. You do have an opinion. You don't be scared to voice it, even when someone tells you you cannot or to. No, you have a voice. Nobody deserves to be hit. Nobody deserves to be hit. Nobody deserves to be verbally or physically abused. It was a lot of signs prior to the last time. Him being jealous of me. I'm like, we're in this thing together. And for a man to be jealous of your mate, a person be jealous anyway is hard enough, but your mate to be jealous of you and you guys are in this
Mhm.
together, that's weird. Like I said, it was a lot of red signs, red flags.
So, is there a protection order out right now?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
But he's still trying to contact you.
Yeah, he does. But mm, mm, it is what it is. At this time, I'm going on with my plans. The plans that me and him had set forth, I'm going on with them. I'm happy. I'm still doing what I need to do. I'm thankful that I am still here. Uh,
Amen.
but I'm going on with what I need to do.
Well, thank you again for coming on to the show. I wish you nothing but the best. I pray blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings for you.
Thank
I know that as long as we do right, that God is in the driver's seat and he always gets us to our destination.
you.
And he already has great things in store for you. It's just a matter of time before it's all released to you. So don't blame yourself for the abuse. Um, and again, I wish you best of luck.
Okay. Thank you.
And you have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Or misery. It's all about protecting my energy. Keep the negative away from me, because I am just keeping my peace. Cut off everything that no longer was serving me, and I chose to start loving myself. I walk in my purpose, no looking back, I'm only going within. Be standing there, a better version of me. I must say that I'm proud of me. It's not about how you feel, I'm living proof that God is real. So let me show you how to heal.